Anand Ranganathan is here with us. Dr. Ranganathan, what do you make of this absolute brouhaha over what is, according to the police, due process and this sort of selective amnesia?
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. I have four points to make very briefly. Number one, I disagree with you. I condemn in the strongest possible terms the actions that have been taken by the police and the government of India. This is no way to treat an American citizen. I think the Indian ambassador must be summoned, and what is happening to the American citizen has to be criticized universally, because this is another reason why the democracy index and India will plummet again. And I thought our relations were getting better with America, but I think with the Trump gone and Joe Biden coming in, this is absolutely calamitous, and I think the government should rethink on this and apologize to the American citizen. Number two, Rahul, if you think that The Wire conducts journalism, then I'm afraid Rahul Shivshankar is Rahul Gandhi. These guys are the landfill, methane-spewing landfill of fake news and propaganda and selectivity. I myself have exposed a couple of their fake news, the late Vinod Dua and his fake news on the number of Indians without toilets. But the point is, that was not an exception. That is a rule. And after some time, you just give up on it and you say, well, it is not just a facade. It is an institution of fake news. How many fake news are you going to expose every day? Number two, and let me add there that I am fundamentally against criminal defamation, and I have said this on record. I am not against civil defamation, but again, Wire is for criminal defamation, and Wire is also for supporting the charges that are based on forgery and other CRPC actions. So this is not just criminal or civil defamation. I'm sorry. This pertains to forgery that was conducted by Wire employees, and Wire itself has said that one of its reporters under the bus, saying that, we were taken for a ride by our own journalist who has, quote unquote, committed forgery. Now, if you say that, then is it not, incumbent upon the police to investigate whether forgery has been committed or not? And that is what has been happening. So for the Wire to say that these things are not standard operating procedure is, I'm afraid, another wild goose chase. And let me also comment here a little bit on the state of the ecosystem that you talked about. You rightly pointed out a few journalists, and let me take a few other. They may be nameless, but the fact of the matter is that in any government, state government that is not ruled by the BJP, such incidents occur every day by their dozens. Whenever, for example, in Maharashtra, when BJP was not ruling Maharashtra in coalition, a journalist was arrested. His computer was confiscated. You talked about in Rajasthan. There was another case in Chhattisgarh. Then there was another case in Karnataka when Congress was, in the ruling Karnataka. A journalist who criticized Tipu Sultan, he was arrested. A YouTuber / journalist blogger called Karthik in Tamil Nadu, his computer was confiscated. Wire did not outrage. Nobody outraged. So, you see, you reap what you sow. And out here, when Wire supports the police acting on forgery as well as on criminal defamation, how can it say that, please excuse us, go after people who are there, quote unquote, journalists doing all these mala fide things in non-BJP ruled states?